starting. Hey, there's Alan from Difference in Skill.
And I'm Chan from Difference in Scale. Hi, guys.
Yes. And today, if you can see the screen, we're talking about the ban list that just came out like yesterday. Oh.
So, let's see. Since you guys know, I don't actually play Vanguard anymore, and a lot of people were asking on the Facebook, so Chan, since the end is coming back, are you going to come back to Vanguard? I'm going to say maybe. You guys have to wait for it. I'm just going to say I may or may not have a playset of Dragonic. Wait, no, not Dragonic. Dauntless Drive Dragons coming. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so it's all good. Alright, now moving on to actual news. So for people who didn't know, some of the cards got unrestricted. Some got limited to 2. I don't know.
Some stayed restricted.
So yeah, Emily can go first and talk about some of the newly restricted cards. Yeah, newly set to 2.
Alright, so if we look at this diagram here, fairly simple. So 3 cards up here are now restricted, or some of them stayed restricted, and then everything else is unrestricted. So the first one we have is actually I don't even know what it's called, Dragonic Descendant.
Yeah. Eradicator Dragon, Dragonic Descendant.
Yeah. So anyway, they have now limited this card to 2, and you can only play, well, you're supposed to be okay to play like any combination of 2 restricted cards, but I'm pretty sure no one's gonna mix like any of these 2. Anyway, this is a very broken card when combo with another certain card, Gauntlet Buster Dragon. And basically what this card is, I say it's kind of a fair ban, since like whenever you're up against this card at like 4 or 5 damage, you really have like nothing against it. You have no moves except to say no guard, and that pretty much means you're down to luck again. So like you have to bet on the fact that they don't get a critical,
and when it restands, it gets another critical for no apparent reason.
And it gets another critical, so that's kind of bullshit alone. Like,
so,
I mean,
realistically against Descendant, you just go no guard and then hope their first hit they don't get a crit, because Descendant you need to miss your hit before you get to stand. So it's kind of like, all right, I'm just gonna no guard, hope you don't get a crit. Oh, you didn't? I live. Oh, you did? Well, good game.
Because like unlike other like limit break cards now, where you can just perfect guard and avoid like huge damage, this card actually is quite like it makes you double your guard basically. So like if you didn't have enough guard, actually you're still pretty screwed when you have 5 cards in your hand with this card against you. Like most of the time right now, I take this card, I don't even boost on my first attack, and I'll be like, do you want to guard this? It's gonna come back at you with a critical and probably a 20k above. Oh, okay, no guard. Oh, critical trigger. Oh, thank you for playing.
Thank you for playing. Have fun with your life.
Yeah.
The Dragonic Descendant and Gauntlet Buster, it's more of the deck is too solid. That's kind of what they did with Kagero in the beginning. It's like the deck is so solid that we have to like make something not work, and then.
And like ultimately, because the Descendant's effect is only like 1 counter blast.
Yeah, it's also like 1 counter.
Allowed to do Gauntlet Buster twice and then ride this over and use this effect and win the game. If Gauntlet Buster did not kill the opponent already, then like this will pretty much guarantee you a kill.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something around those lines.
Yeah, and because like, as long as you play a full Eradicator deck, you'll always have enough to pay for the cost for this, because even if you have 1 card in your hand, you can drive check 2 and then just ditch your whole hand and attack again. Yeah.
That's fair. So, totally fair.
Pretty broken. Like, the second effect is not usually a big issue of gaining 5k. Like, it helps, but not a big deal.
Ooh, 5k, yay. But then, realistically, the main reason why people always lose to this is it goes like, alright, attack. And, you know, you can choose to guard, but if you guard, you might actually lose even harder. Because it's actually probably more profitable to not guard, because it doesn't have a guaranteed crit if you don't guard. If you guard it, it's like, oh, well, you kind of dug your own hole, now it has a guaranteed crit.
Because it's so stupid, because you can get a critical trigger, you stack the power on the Descendant, which gains a critical when it stands again, right? But your rear guard also has a critical now. So
just in case you're still alive.
just in case you're alive, I have a critical on the side waiting.
So have fun. Okay.
Yeah.
And then do you still get 2 with Descendant? You
Still
get 2,
two
right?
Descendant, which is actually I think it's still the deck is still very solid with 2 Descendant in your deck because.
No, I mean the dive checks. You get 2 again, right?
Oh yeah, you get 2 again.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah, it makes Spectral Dukes kind of look like dumb shit.
Reset, attack again.
Yeah.
By the way, I got a crit and an extra 5k. Hi, Spectral Duke. Granted that you could argue that Spectral Duke, it doesn't affect your guard because you kill all your level 1s.
But
it's
kind of the same thing.
In fact, it probably could be better.
Yeah, it's probably better because this actually forces your opponent to say no guard to you.
Yeah, it's
unless they're ready to drop like 4 to 5 cards at you.
Like if they had 2 perfect guards, then sure, okay. Thanks for dropping at least 4 cards. Yeah, I'll attack again.
Yeah, but we're talking about a deck with like 12k beaters and everything, so like other columns are probably equally good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because, Vanguard is to a point where it's like, oh, yep, everything hits a lot of damage. It's just how it goes. Alright, enough about Descendant. Let's move on to Majesty Lord Blaster. Now, you can play 2 Majesty Lord Blaster in any in a Royal Paladin deck, or you can just have 2 in your deck. Now, because Wingle Brave and King of Knights Alfred are now at 4, of course, you wouldn't play 4 Wingle Brave. So, it's actually better than before, because you can play 2 of them now instead of 1 Majesty and 1 Wingle Brave. Now, I think it's okay because the deck's really sketch because it doesn't even consistently get MLB's effect off. So in my opinion, I think it's kind of a whatever, let's move on kind of thing. Oh, so Amulet, what do you think about this?
Well, honestly, I think it just makes the deck playable again, unlike before. Like when it was limited at 1 MLB and Wingle Brave. The deck was just completely dead. Like, you had to basically sack a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You're basically on Aichi mode now.
Yeah. Hey guys, I have 1 Blaster Blade, 1 Blaster Dark, and an MLB in my deck. Let's draw all 3 at once. Convenient.
Yeah, at 2, I think this deck is still very hard. It's very hard to play, honestly. But it gives some hope back to the MLB players.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, in my opinion, I don't really see why they can't put this at 4 again.
Yeah, why would you put the end at 4 and not
I don't feel this card is as big as a threat as something like the end, maybe.
The end, or even like Silent Tom. They put Silent Tom to 4. I'm just saying.
But
they put
yeah,
Silent Tom to 4.
We don't know what Bushiroad's thinking sometimes.
Yeah, it's just well, guys, you know what? Oh, and also, something about Dragonic Descendant, right? Let's go back to that topic. You could say, well, Dragonic Descendant kind of was like the end, and then I could say, no, it's not. You don't need another card of the same name. You just need 3 cards. So having actually 2 of this probably won't do jack shit. It's like, oh, now I'm going to play 2 Descendant, 4 Gauntlet Buster, and maybe 2 of the Break Ride. Even though I'll probably never try it, because the chances of drawing the other ones are much higher. So I'm just like, wow, this doesn't actually make any fucking sense.
Yeah, anyway. I think the fact is that at 2 Descendants, the deck is still really solid.
It's like, oh, look, I won't draw it nearly as often as I would before, because I used to play 4. But, it's still pretty fucking often.
But
so.
I looked at a lot of top builds, right? I mean, a lot of people played 3 Descendants, and it wasn't a big deal.
No big deal. Just gonna draw the Descendant. It's not hard to draw a 1 of. Even when I was trying to make one the end work by having it just to cross ride, I could still draw to the end, but then it just wasn't the same. So having just 1, you can only, even if they put Dragonic Descendant at 1, it's one of those finisher cards. So unless it gets damage checked early on, it doesn't really matter. As long as in your deck, still have it.
Yeah, and really honestly, the fact is you don't want to ride Descendant as that early, because it doesn't really gain you any advantage in the early and mid game
Unlike
stages. Yeah.
Stupid card. Anyway, since the next card is Tsukiyomi, and I know jack shit about it, I'm going to let Amulet talk about this, and I'm going to step back.
Alright. honestly, I had a few experience with this deck, and like, I can kind of reasonably say that it's justified maybe ban at 2, because for whenever a Tsukiyomi achieve its ride chain like successfully, they have full control of their gameplay, because they basically know their bottom 15, and when they know their bottom 15, they have a good idea of what their top 20 is, and when you look at it that way, right, they basically know their deck composition very well, because you draw 5, well 6 in the beginning, and 1 missing from your starter, and 15, that's exactly 20, I think.
Is it?
And I think it is. 6, 15, 21 already, right? And
I don't know. I
and you
don't
have your
know.
starter, so that's 22 cards gone from your deck already. So whatever left is like it's about 30 cards in your deck. By the time you get to grade 3, with a successful ride chain, you would have soul charge 3, missing 3 cards, draw 3 times, check 3 times. So you're down to 20 cards left in your deck again. Yeah, you have very good control of your deck whenever you can know like your composition like that, and especially with its own effect of like soul charging and drawing cards again. You get to mull through your deck and hit your stack, which whenever you hit your stack, that's guaranteed trigger, right? And like you just go like this: Silent Tom, Gemini, double critical. Hi guys. Scoop. And this is kind of one of the main reasons why I think it was restricted, not just because it was overplayed, but because it was kind of one of the decks that can alter your stack.
It basically takes away from Vanguard, because let's be honest, guys, we play Vanguard because we want to flip the top card off our deck and win. And now the deck is just like, well, I know I'm going to win. And cards in hand? Oh, 5. Well, I know you can't guard against 2 Silent Toms. Put it all in Silent Tom, and you're just like, well, this is kind of not fun. So it could be kind of like the thing they do for League of Legends, where they take out things that are anti-fun, like Mana Burn and Blink. Anyways, enough about not Vanguard.
Yeah,
so anything else like that?
The deck is very dependent on the ride chain, but like it does have semi to high control over your deck, which is what makes it really good. And like if we look bottom, I'm just gonna scroll back down here. So basically these are all the cards they unbanned now. You can now play Conroe, Overlord DN, as many Wingo Braves and Alfreds as you want.
As many Ishibyoshis as you want, because you clearly want more than one.
Yes, and of course you can play 4 Toms again. What do we really think about it? I think Alfred should never have been banned in the first place.
Alfred is one of those cards where it's like, this card is very solid, let's ban it. What? Like, Counterblast 3 for a +1, how reasonable. Oh, my Vanguard only goes up to 20k without additional cards. How reasonable. Let's ban it. What? It doesn't make any sense that they would ban it. Like, they'd put Alfred to 1. Or, like, give you the stupid restriction thing. It's just because, like, Alfred, okay, it was really good against cross rides because you put nothing behind it, it's 18. And if you need something behind it, you just soul charge your Margal and it's 21. So it's pretty good. And then it's just like, wait, it's putting to 1 because of its broken effects, right? No, of course not. I don't know what they were thinking about that. So, yeah. They should, Alfred should.
By now we pretty much know that Bushiro just likes to ban whatever's overplayed. Not exactly what's broken. But
it seems that way because Dragonic Descendant, Gauntlet Descendant was like one of the constantly topping backs. So it was like, oh guys, let's ban that too. And then, well, there it is.
I think Descendant was a kind of a legit ban because it was very, it was actually, it's putting people into situations where they can't do anything. Like they can't really choose, they can't choose to flip cards from the top of the deck and win. That was how kind of bad it was.
It's true.
It was very locked down, that was the problem.
Yeah, that's just... Things that guarantee your win are kind of anti-fun, so I guess that's a good enough reason why they would make it so that you couldn't play them.
Yeah, like Alfred, if we bring it back to this format, I think it won't be as strong anymore for sure. It's still gonna be pretty solid, but whenever as long as now we have so many archetypes with 7k, 10k attackers. Like level 1.
Everything just shits on Alfred now, basically, is what we're trying to say.
Whenever you're playing a 10k Vanguard, you're just getting bullied so hard.
Oh, K attacks your Vanguard for 10, god damn it. Oh, I attack it for 20. Because it's not like, you know, every deck in the fucking game can attack for 20, right?
Yeah, and
No
like,
way.
especially because like the conditions of these like 12k and 10k beaters are extremely easy. I ride something. Oh, condition fulfilled.
Oh, I have a certain name that 90% of my deck is condition fulfilled. It's just not hard to like get, especially when you have a grade 1, like you have grade 2 in front of your 7k that becomes 10k when it attacks, and then like they kill it or you intercept with it, you push it up and you attack again. It's just like, oh well, this is kind of annoying.
Yeah, basically your selection and variation of like attackers in the game have increased now.
Yeah, and besides, like, it's not like before where K double R hard as fuck to get. Now it's like,
Buy a
oh,
starter deck, have 4.
starter deck have 4. Yeah, it's just like, oh, well, since it's like kind of like one of those things like supply and demand. Like, since the supply is high, the demand for 10k Vanguards will be less, right? Because, you know, science.
Yeah, and I think they kind of just stopped releasing 10k Vanguards now.
Yeah, because, you know, that's one of the reasons why Chrome Jailer Dragon wasn't actually very good when it came out. It's just like everyone's like, oh my god, look at this card, and then everyone's like, dude, it's 10k, it's never going to be any good. And I'm like, I kind of agree on that, and guess what? It's not really that good.
I think at that point in the game, anything that had like 3 effects were like considered a 10k material Vanguard, but now like your 11k Vanguards have 3 effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Look at my free damage, my free restand, and my free kill your card gain a crit in 3k.
yeah, there's limit break 4s are just really strong now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like before where I don't even know why they didn't just go balls deep and like Garmor. Is that what they're trying to tell me to say? Garmor? That's what it's called in English, right? Yeah. Garmor, when it came out, it's like, oh yeah, look at this. It's a limit break plus 5k. It does something on play. It's pretty good. And then now it's like, no, it doesn't do anything. Vanguards have to be limit break 4. And instead of like, you know, doing something on play, they just do a lot of shit when they're at 4 damage. So it's kind of
basically now like the format, if you're playing something that's anti-limit break, which is I can only name like 2 decks that are anti-limit break. And,
Maelstrom?
Like, one of them's a limit break themselves.
Maelstrom, right?
Maelstrom,
I'd say Maelstrom is one of those. It's like, oh, you want to go limit break? Well, you gotta give me my +2.
yeah, I guess that's kind of like one of them.
Yeah, it's not really because
not really. There's Reiji, but Reiji is like a what?
Reiji is a shit deck. That's what it is.
It's a really YOLO build. Like you got luck. You gotta have so much luck in that deck.
Yeah, the end technically could be one of these anti-meta-ish decks because, like, well, if you don't, because Kagero has the option to attack back row, so you can just go like, well, I can attack your Vanguard once with my Vanguard, and he'll probably, to be honest, getting to 4 damage isn't hard, but since you're attacking with the end, it might make them like not think of like blocking, and then you can go, okay, rear guard attacks your rear guard, Tejas attacks your back row.
Yeah, it kind of makes more
along
risk now, but at the same time, like now, these new Vanguards, they don't actually require limit break to do one of their secondary effects, which is the beat
really?
card. Yeah, Alfred can shit out cards the moment you call him out.
Oh, that's kind of gay.
Like his limit break is the power king.
Oh, big deal.
Yeah, but like the important part is you get a unit, right?
Get free cards, yo.
Yeah. So
that's actually kind of weird.
Yeah.
I thought power would be first and then free cards would be second.
It kind of became a Galmora with more power.
Yeah. Actually, no, you can't compare it to Garmor. Garmor's just so solid. It's one of those, like...
I guess you can say it's Azel, but a bit better.
Yeah, it's a better Azel, basically. Yeah. Oh, I can be boosted too, but I gain 2k for each Liberator.
Oh, and I can get out units when I come
and I shoot out the top. I shoot out the top card of my deck, even if it's a trigger. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, that's one of the things with Liberator is when you get a trigger, it's such a not a big deal anymore.
Whatever.
Like I can build good rolls with triggers.
Yeah, because my cards are ridiculously powerful. Let's see. So is there anything else? All right. One thing that me and Amulet were talking about is not Descendant, Dauntless end decks. Like decks that play Dauntless, Drive Dragon, and Dragonic Overload DN. I was talking to Cardotaku about this too, and he was just like, well, since they restricted Descendant, they don't like restanding, so let's let them restand twice. So like, basically Cardfight was making fun of Bushiroad's decisioning and doesn't understand, and I'm sure none of us do. But talking about like Dauntless the End, because a lot of people will be like, I've dreamed.
Probably the most like overhyped deck right now.
Yeah, because like, oh yeah, I'm gonna ride the end over Dauntless and attack and get 4 drive checks and then get at the end and restand it and attack again. You have to realize that compared to like even like Dragonic Descendant needed 3 cards in hand, and you know that's all you needed.
I think one of the first thing to mention is that it doesn't actually work the way people imagine it. Like when Dauntless. When the right break for Dauntless is you have to activate Dauntless effects first. So one of the good things about this is that, well, first of all, the first attack that comes through, no one's gonna guard that now, unless you're forced to and you have a billion hand. The second attack will probably be guarded for sure. So you probably can't do your Persona Blast now.
Because the first one, if you have like 3 cards in hand, well, there's no way he can do it. If you have 4 cards in hand, he has a 1 card chance to have the Persona Blast.
Yeah.
Or unless he tops it like a good player.
And
or even like
they have to. One of the things is they have to activate in like consecutive order. Like they have to do Dauntless and then DN. They can't do DN and then Dauntless effects.
Can you?
You can't. If you choose to use DN's effect first, you can't use Dauntless's effect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that is pretty balanced by itself.
Is that? Let me see.
Yeah.
What game is this called? Vanguard, right?
Yeah. It's not as godlike as like the show trying to interpret that. It's like, oh, attack again, and then attack again, and get like no triggers in the show because I'm bad at this game.
Because I'm fucking bad at this game. 드라이브도라고.
I'm just like, what? This guy stood like twice, only got 1 draw trigger throughout the entire, like what, 6 drive checks I think.
Oh yeah. Oh, it does say that actually.
Yeah,
Because it says when a Kagero rides this unit, choose one of your vanguards. That unit gains power plus 10,000 and auto Vanguard. Choose 3 cards from your hand and discard them at the beginning of the close attack step that this unit attacked. If this unit did not stand this during this turn, you may pay. Oh, that's actually really smart how they did that.
Yeah. So you can't do like broken combos like that.
Oh, it's like, oh, I got the hidden. The end stands first. Attack again. I was like, oh god.
Yeah. So one of the things is that with that in like play, it probably kills like a lot of hopes and dreams now. Like you can't actually do the end like that.
Yep. No bullshit where you go, haha, attack with the end, restand, attack again. Oh, restand with Dauntless's effect. Oh, GG.
But like
GG.
back to the part like having 4 DNs versus 2 Descendants. Like China was talking about, like your hand quality is quite different.
With Descendant, you have, I need 1 card in hand and 2 random cards off the top of my deck. So, it doesn't even matter. Sometimes you don't even need 3. You can get a draw trigger and be good at this game.
Well, that's the thing with Descendant is because you can drop any 3 cards.
Yep.
Yeah, but with DN you have to drop itself, which you might not get, supposedly.
Yeah, because even if you have 4, you're a scrub of this game. You're not drawing shit.
Yeah, and with ride breaks, honestly, the thing is, if you're forced to... I think of it this way, ride breaks are just like another version of cross rides.
It's like an offensive cross ride. It's a cross ride you do to kill people.
So like, and if you guys, if some people haven't figured out yet, cross ride aren't exactly the shit.
Yeah, they're not actually that good.
Like whenever you take time to cross ride, you kind of -1 first of all.
And then like it doesn't pay off instantly because okay, the reason why cross ride's really good back in my day when I was playing Cardfight Vanguard,
there's only set 5 and 6,
and there's only set 5, and the only deck you could possibly play was Kagero Roll Paladin. Roll Paladin didn't really have a problem with it, needed the Kagero, but any other deck hitting 18k was like unheard of. It's like you can hit 18k consistently after like Kagero is done shitting out or like shitting off of your back row. It's like yeah, because I have lots.
That was when they invented Alfred Beatdown. We're like, look guys, I can hit 18 anywhere.
Yeah. Oh, do I have a trigger in Palamedes? Looks like I'm hitting 18. Oh, do I have a 2 Palamedes, 2 triggers, and an Alfred? Looks like I'm hitting for all 18. So
that was when Cross Ride really just dropped in. I think that was also why Shadow Paladin was just like kicked out of the tier.
Yeah, it's just like, no, we don't even need you in this tier anymore. It's just, let's be honest, Shadow Paladin kind of sucks. I'm just saying.
Like they gain slow advantage if you don't have it in the mains and your matchups and whatever until like later game. Then they're pretty useless sometimes.
Yep. Overall, Shadow Paladin is kind of just a shitty deck.
Like, it was good in the beginning because you can reach like a cross ride at like earlier than other people, but.
And then you realize, oh hey, I did this. Now I'm gonna die to all these new aggressive decks because break rides exist now, and like no one wants to deal with the break ride. So let's kill them faster. And then you're just like, oh well, I'm going to go Phantom Blaster and then play in the fucking Pain Painter and soul charge the fucking Phantom Blaster into the soul.
It's like the first week when set 5 came on, I was playing Alfred Beatdown. It's like, look, I cross ride it, and it's like, okay, what are your units attacking for? Oh, this one's 18, 18, and 18. You need 10 for everything at least. Oh, it was like, oh,
different.
Oh, whoops! It seems like I did nothing. I achieved nothing when I cross ride.
Oh, it seems like I have achieved a -1 by cross riding. Different, isn't it?
And that's the downside of cross rides. But now break rides are just beneficial cross rides in a sense.
Yeah, like, okay, sure, I still lose my 1 card in hand because I rode over, but then I get an extra 10k for no fucking reason, along with an additional clan-based effect. Oh, guys, you can have 5k too. 5k to you, 5k to you, 5k to you. Oh, you know Vanguard? You should be able to stand, because Overlord does that. So, yeah, sure, I lose a card, but you lose the game. Kind of how it kind of went.
Well, one of the things slightly better of like ride breaks is that they break even with themselves now. Like there's usually some conditionary effect, like, oh, retire one of your opponent's cards. This card's gained this much, or draw a card kind of thing. So it's like the action of doing a ride, you kind of gain your card back indirectly anyway. Sometimes.
Yo, Alex.
Huh?
I just pulled a fucking IGR from my quick start deck.
Wait, what? You can pull an IGR from a quick start?
I just got an IGR. Yo, I got the Blue Lolly IGR.
Yo, man, I'm opening like all my quick starts right now. Like, I'm just gonna stop.
Wait, we're still doing this video. Wait, come back. Finish the video first.
It's like, whoops. Come, all of a sudden, goes to side X.
That's crazy. Anyways, so yeah, but we're basically done about this segment. One thing we were actually thinking about is, what do you guys think if Barkle became unbanned? Do you think Alfred Beat would actually just be the shit again? Because before you go, okay, ride card over Barkle, move back, flow go, Pala means Alfred, swing. And then you just did that for the whole game.
I actually don't know about Barkle at all. Like, I mean, I haven't given considered thoughts of it, but I know you can build some retarded builds with Barkle. Like, you can build like super less grade 2. Like lineup.
Yeah, cause I don't even need a grade 2s now. Like, you can build hyper-aggressive decks by playing a lot of grade 1s, and then grade 2s is Blaster Blades, and then just going lol, superior ride every single time, and then you can play your 8 grade, your 7 to 8 grade 3s, and then you'd still be okay, and then you'd have like a full field to turn 1, especially if you decide some of your grade 3s would be like Majesty or Blaster, or cards with Blaster in its name. Then you can play things like K and Bedivere, or not even Bedivere, just play K, and you can hit 18, 17, and 16 while you're still at grade 1, which is always amazing, so.
Yeah. I think one of the things with this ban list is that, like, not to really get overhyped with anything, but I think Dauntless DN might not be as good as people would think. I think it will be a good deck, but I don't think it's gonna be top, like, godlike.
Yeah, not like it before. Oh, so what was the top show of decks? We have 30% MLB, 70% Kagero.
Oh.
Anything
time to
else?
ban some stuff.
No. Yeah, time to ban some stuff.
Basically, all the current top tiers are basically very, one of them's very solid, one of them just hits for huge, and the other one is just, you can't win against this deck kind of cards.
Yeah, it's decks that give you no hope or too consistent. That's the problem with Vanguard. If your deck is too consistent, it's gonna get hit. And then you think about it to yourself. That sounds kind of stupid, but that's kind of how Vanguard is. Vanguard is an inconsistent game. They don't want to give you consistent wins because they want you to have luck. Basically, take more of the luck property and use it. Yeah, no matter how much anyone will argue with us that like Vanguard takes a decent amount of skill, like I'm gonna say, if you have like enough common sense to like know how to drive a car or something, you probably have enough common sense to play Vanguard. And
Like
then like
I say this game is like what 80% luck, and maybe and like about 20%.
I'd give it around 20%.
Yeah.
20%.
Like 80% is just depending on how you get your triggers. Honestly, a lot of the times.
Character put all on Vanguard. Oh, I didn't get one. Well, that's too bad. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Like right now the tops are, one of them was Descendant Gruntlet, which we probably mentioned already. The other one is Liberators, which is really consistent right now because they have absolutely everything from Go Paladins and kind of better.
Yep. No, I can't splash unit cards from other clans. Oh wait, Gold Paladin is my clan. Let's just play all the good cards from there too.
That's stupid because Liberators, they just made better versions of every good card in Go Paladin. Yeah.
Cards are good.
Another one of the other one was also Go Paladin, but it was Platinum Azo Paladin with
Platinum
breaks.
Azo Paladin?
Yeah,
I guess it's just power, just infinite
I
power.
was just thinking like this guy probably went like Limit Break 5 with a Ride Break.
And then it's just like, lol, everything is 30
wait,
something K.
how big is your cards attacking for? Are you sure you want me to calculate?
35K? Oh, and I need to boost it, wait.
Wait 1 second. As I
Wait
calculate.
1 second, let me get my calculator. Because I think it means that you're dead.
Yeah. The other one was Coco with Battle Sisters Cookie.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not so surprised with this one actually. It's Coco has been Solus has been consistent like for a very long time.
What this is really?
Because you
Okay.
get to draw so many cards right
went
early,
for-
right? It gives you a lot of advantage and options as to what you can play with.
You also get to survive.
Yeah.
It's always nice. It's a nice option to have.
Basically, it's still kind of luck based because of what you draw can be depending on how good you are at the game.
But like, of course, drawing cards in a game of card games, like drawing cards is the least sack that you'll have to deal with it. You have to deal with that. It's like saying poker is all skill, but then you don't get to deal your own hands, right? So it's kind of like that in the sense that there's always going to be a luck factor to this game.
But it's just that, like, whenever you can draw more, you just gain more options. It's not really like...
options always better.
Yeah. Like, more hands just equal more plays I can do, right?
Indeed it is.
That's true for any card games, really. The last one is Bermuda with the Prism build. Like, I think I saw 3 of them top. Like, basically a very powerful deck. If you get them to 4 damage before you do, yeah, your cards will never hit Limit Break now. Because they have a very easy condition of whenever this card attacks, I play 3 cards from my hand. I gain 10k in a critical.
Wait, what? You do what now?
Huh? When this card attacks, right? I can play 3 Bermuda Triangle cards from my hand.
What?
And then it gains 10k in a critical.
Huh, that's convenient. That's convenient.
Yeah, and like basically there's the starter, right? Is whenever you bounce a card, this one bounce automatically to your hand, right?
Oh, that's
And
convenient.
the grade 3 Vanguard effect is pay 1 to bounce a card from the field.
Convenient.
Yeah, and basically the whole deck now, right, is basically whenever I bounce, I can Soul Blast 1 and put power to other units. So it's basically a deck that hits for very hard. Yeah. So most of the time it's like convenient 28Ks, crit 2, I think. Yeah, so like
Fun.
most of the time people are forced to either take it, and if the other guy gets a critical, it's automatically lose at 3 damage.
Stupid.
Yeah, but that's why they're good right now, and honestly I hope they're not too good in the future because I don't want to see Bermudas get banned. I'm gonna cry about it, man.
Oh, what a hater.
Oh, man, it's because I want to play the deck forever. I don't want.
I know.
I mean, like
That's what I said about the end. And hey, look, I get to play it again. But I think one of the things that is going to happen is that they're gonna unban the end because of how English players they get to play it now, right?
Oh,
Because
yeah, that's one of the things that. In fact, I was actually discussing this with another like player the other day. Like it's like a car shop owner. It's like they're not gonna ban DN because that would just piss off the entire America.
yeah, the entire America. Yes.
The American nation.
Well put. It's the entire America.
Entire America. Yeah, basically if they try and ban DN forever, which means they'll have to ban it in English eventually. That would just piss everyone off.
Yep, because they don't like. Oh, hey guys, guess what? I just bought my playset at the end. I gotta play with it for about a month.
Yeah, yes, 1 month exactly, and it's gonna be banned. And I have to spend money on Platinum Azel, which will be top for not that long as well.
We'll be top for about a week.
About a week, yes.
And then they'll realize Platinum Azel kinda sucks.
Same with the blood, actually. Like,
Yeah,
actually, for the moment before set 10, the blood was kicking everyone's ass. But that was very short-lived.
It's one of those very solid decks, and it's like, what can you do? Right? It's a solid deck.
Yeah, it's a very solid. It's because you can always get your effects off when you play.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I damn it, I have to ride Azel before. I had to ride Vermilion before the blood, and I didn't get it off. Oh god damn it!
Well,
Let's just.
It's more like, let's see.
The
I'm
blood.
gonna do Vermilion's effect. My choices in grade 3 are Vermilion and Vermilion. Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back. The dog's going crazy, so you can end off the segment without me.
Oh, okay. Alright, so just to wrap it up is that those are our kind of thoughts on Vanguard with the current restriction list. And basically, we kind of think that it's not going to be overly broken, but I mean, I think one of the things that's guaranteed is that if DN ends up really broken with Dauntless, which I don't know if it's going to be true or not, I have a hunch that it's not going to be, but if it's going to be, just be prepared again, because Bushiroad will probably ban it if that's the case. Because if it's ever too broken of a card or consistent, things will always happen. But at the same time, I'm not really telling you to go and play low tiers or whatever, because of course sometimes when you want to win, people like to play consistent decks, right? And like, honestly, when I think about DN on the last set, it went on for a good 9 sets before it got banned. Like, I think that was kind of fair. But the ban list did change quite a bit more. Quite a bit since then. Alright, are you back, Chan?
Yeah, I'm back. What's up?
I pretty much wrapped it up, so we can just say, we can say goodbye and everything.
Alright, see you guys.
Alright, see you guys. Bye.